on the YouTube. Han Sports, that's House of Nerdum, channel 68. And of course the YouTube procrastinators. God, I cannot say that name correctly. You know what group it is though. It is the DOUG here. Once again, it is time for my NFL picks, and this time we're in the divisional round. Now before we get to the divisional round, we got to go over last week and go over some notes. So here we go. In the wild card, the Oakland Raiders unfortunately lost to the Houston Texans this past week, and the Texans somehow prove again they are a good home team. But I'm going to say this. A lot of people got mad at the Oakland Raiders rookie quarterback, blaming him for the loss. And I didn't get to watch the game because, I was at MagFest enjoying myself, having a big old vacation. I'm going to say this right now. Anyone who blames the rookie quarterback for the Raiders' loss is an idiot. Because that was his first game. So you mean to tell me a rookie quarterback in his first game ever is going to win a playoff game? I thought it was going to happen, to be honest, because I did have Oakland, but apparently the reason I picked Oakland is because I thought all the other starters were going to be there for him. Unfortunately, that did not happen. The other starters let him down, and ruined him. But Raiders should be back next year. It does prove, though, that if you're missing a key piece, your team sucks. I guarantee you they wish Carr did not get hurt. So Texans, as far as I'm concerned, you got lucky. In the other game, that on Saturday, the Seahawks defeated the Lions. Apparently a missed controversy. Again, I didn't get to watch that one too much. I was enjoying MagFest, hanging out with everybody. I did have the Seahawks winning those, so congratulations to the Seahawks. Lions, and I said it. The biggest problem is they got no running game. I'm sorry, that's how I just feel. Then, of course, on Sunday, the Steelers beat the Dolphins, so I'm sure the two biggest Steeler fans I know, Andrew, a.k.a. the Ghost of Test, and Ann, were very happy that happened. Also, the Packers defeated the Giants, so congratulations, Travis. You have a date with Destiny, a rematch, if you will, from earlier this year. So 3-1. Ironically enough, last season, all four of the road teams in the wild card won. This year, however, it was all the home teams. So very interesting in that regard, and I went 3-1 like it says in the description below. Let's get to some notes now. The Chargers set to announce, and they have officially announced that they are moving to Los Angeles. So San Diego, you can't stay classy anymore. I kind of feel sorry for San Diego as well, because ever since I was a kid, that's how I knew the Chargers. They were San Diego. And I think it's just wrong in the sense, because San Diego's been good to that fan base, even when they've sucked. Now it gets Los Angeles, two teams who probably won't do anything. Rams didn't do anything this year. San Diego, I think the Chargers, everyone's going to expect them to be great right out the door. Be great, but that ain't going to happen. Yes, they got better stars than the Rams do, but they're also looking for a head coach still. We don't even know who their head coach is yet. And we don't even know how long Philip Rivers is going to be there. So it's interesting. Interesting, but not good. I do feel sorry for San Diego. That just means now Oakland's the only one over the bridge. Of course, San Francisco has its own problems. So you can make the argument the only team that will be relevant next year, at least in the NFL, will be the Oakland Raiders. And just think, Los Angeles, now you can only really cheer for the Clippers. And probably the Kings. Moving on, the Bills sign ex-Panthers defensive coordinator Sheen M as the next head coach. He becomes the 20th head coach in Buffalo's 51-year history. Congratulations to him. Let's see if the Bills can step up. To me, the Bills' defense was somewhat of the problem, but so was the offense. Hopefully he's smart and he gets a good offensive coordinator to fix that offense. The Broncos hire Vance Joseph, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, as head coach. Vance will be the 16th head coach in the franchise history, and thanks to my buddy Captain Ron for telling me this earlier on the TLC, that is the last call, where you can catch us about every week, depending when everyone's available. By the way, shout out to Rockin' Reese and Gator for joining the show today, and I was glad to be there as well. But anyway, when Captain Ron was telling me on the show, he is the first African American to coach the Denver Broncos, so congratulations to him. Ironically enough, He was actually trying to get the job a few years ago. I didn't get it, but because Kubiak got it, but he gets it now. He's a great defensive mind. He was the defensive coordinator for Miami not too long, this past season. So he made that defense look good. I think he's going to do good for Denver's defense. But again, Denver's biggest problem is the offense. He's going to need to get a good offensive coordinator. We'll see what happens. The Jags hired Tom Coughlin, I know I'm mispronouncing that name, I apologize, as VP. So he is back in Jacksonville, but not as head coach. They hired Doug M as head coach and extended GM David Chadwell as well. And apparently, from what I've been told, Doug M cleaned house down there. And all 4 games this weekend are a rematch from a game earlier this season. That is correct. The Seahawks and Falcons, which we'll talk about in a little bit, kick off Saturday afternoon at 4:35 p.m. on Fox. The Seahawks did beat the Falcons in Week 5, 26-24. Now the thing is, that was in Seattle. This one is in Atlanta, so we'll see if that changes. The second game on Saturday is the Texans versus the Patriots at 8:15 on CBS. Patriots won the Week 3 matchup 27-0. Now note though, the Patriots did not have Tom Brady. They were using their third-string quarterback. This should be funny when we get to that. On Sunday, we had the Steelers taking on Kansas City at 1:05 on NBC. Steelers won the Week 4 matchup 43-14. And the last game is the Packers versus the Cowboys at 4:40 on Fox. Cowboys won the last matchup in Week 6, 30-16. But that was then. This is now. So let's get going. By the way, before I get going, shout-outs to Captain Ron and the Last Call at TLC Network. By the way, congratulations. It is his little baby girl's 1-month birthday, so congratulations to him on that. Also, shout-out to Rockin' Reese and Gator. Shout-out to Clarky. I know Miami's been eliminated. I'm sure you're still going to watch the rest of the playoffs. Shout-out to Brandon. He may watch the rest of the playoffs and Super Bowl. I have no idea because the Giants are out. Shout out to Travis Glenn and his loving family. I believe he's having a baby boy with his fiance, so congratulations on that. I'll make sure to raise him right. A Miami Heat fan and a Cowboys fan. There's your joke. Also, shout out to Andrew, a.k.a. the Ghost of Test and Ann. Big Steeler fans. Will they win this week? We shall see. We'll see who I have in a minute. And, of course, shout out to Brad, who's one of my roommates at MagFest. And a shout out to one of my new friends who I met at MagFest, walking around Zach. And, of course, a shout out to everyone I met at MagFest if they are watching this. Of course, shout out to the YouTube Prepostinators. I can't pronounce that name right today. I'm sick. I apologize. And a shout out to the Cowboys Nation on Facebook. So here we go. Let's get to the games. First one we're going to talk about is Seattle taking on Atlanta. Atlanta is the home team this time. They are 11-5 and they are 5-3 at home. Seattle went 10-5-1 this year, and they are 3-4-1 on the road. Now, my biggest problem with this game, and this is why I had a lot of trouble. Atlanta's got the best offense. There's no doubt about that. Atlanta's got the best offense out of all the teams left in the playoffs. I don't think anyone's going to be able to argue that statement. They scored a lot of points. Excuse me. But with that being said, the biggest problem is their defense is terrible. I kind of compare this Atlanta Falcons team to the greatest show on turf, to where the offense has to do so much to win the game. Now, in the 90s that worked, but it kind of doesn't work too well right now. Atlanta's biggest problem has been the defense, and you're going to go up against a Seattle team that, yes, does not score a lot of points, but their defense keeps them in games. So this is that old analogy. Do you take the offense, or do you believe defense wins you championships? I've always said this before, and I'll say it again. Defense wins you championships. Just look at Denver's defense when they won the Super Bowl. That was the reason. And the Patriots' defense when the Seattle Seahawks did something stupid, passing it instead of just running the damn ball in. And we kind of saw where, and this I'm going to college for a minute, where defense could lose you a championship. I'm looking at you, Alabama. Yeah, the Alabama defense, you cost your team that one. I don't care what anyone says. But I'm going with Seattle. That is the defensive team. I'm a defensive guy. I think defense does win you championships. I'm taking Seattle. Should be a good game. I think it's going to be close. Because I know some people will be saying this is going to be a blowout. This is not the blowout game. There is a blowout game coming, but We'll get to that. But should be a good matchup to kick off the divisional round weekend. Moving on to the other Saturday game, it is the Houston Texans, and I'm going the wrong way. I apologize for that. The Houston Texans taking on the Patriots. That is right, the Patriots. Our Patriots are 14-2 this year. They're 6-2 at home. The Texans are 9-7, which, but they're terrible on the road. They're a great home team, but the Texans are a terrible road team at 2-6. Now, when these two teams last met, the Patriots beat them with a third-string quarterback. You mean to tell me now that the Patriots got Tom Brady, they're going to lose to the Texans? Excuse me while I laugh. And apparently cough up my lung because of them laughing so hard. I got the Patriots here, guys. I'm sorry. This game is so easy for the Patriots. The Patriots don't even need to cheat to win this game. They could literally not pull an Eddie Guerrero and they'll win this game. Texans will give you props. You beat the Oakland Raiders. Congratulations. You proved me wrong there. But your offense is not that good enough to hang with the Patriots, and your defense is not either. This should be the easiest pick you have out of the four teams this week. Patriots is my lock of the week over the Houston Texans. Next, we go to the Sunday games, and it is the Kansas City Chiefs at home taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Skimming through this crap. There we go. Alright. Now, of course, we already talked about this. This is another rematch. This is the Sunday early game. Steelers are 5-3 on the road. Chiefs are 6-2 at home. If this was a neutral site, it would make the game 100% harder to pick, because I'm honest, this was the hardest pick for me. You got the Steelers, who have been looked good. They got everything clicking when they need to. They're clicking at the right moment. Chiefs, got a home playoff game. That's very hard to win in their stadium. They got a very loud stadium. I think we can all agree on that. Damn. Hate being sick. Don't get sick, children. Remember, hand sanitizer and take regular showers at a convention. Anyway, like I said, this was a hard pick for me because I like Kansas City's coaching. I love their defense, but Pittsburgh's been doing great this year. It's really a hard pick for me. And when I thought about it, looked at everything, I'm going with Kansas City. As much as I know my buddy Andrew and Ann are not going to like this, to me I just think Kansas City's better on paper. Big Ben's going to be coming in hurt. I think that will play a key factor. The noise will play a key factor as well, I think, because Kansas City is one of the loudest arenas to play at. I'd probably say the loudest, or if it's not number one, it's number two behind Seattle, depending how you look at it. But Pittsburgh can still win this game. I'm not counting Pittsburgh out. This was literally a hard pick. If Andy Reid does what Andy Reid does, which is bad clock management, he has done that. I'm sure Rock and Reese will bring that up in the comments. Chiefs can lose this, and I think for Kansas City, this is the time for Alex Smith to step up. Alex Smith, I respect you. I think you are a great quarterback, but there is a lot of other people who do not think that. So it's time to step up, Alex Smith, and prove to everyone that you are a Hall of Famer, that you can lead a team to a Super Bowl. Yes, I'm sure somebody's going to bring up San Francisco, but didn't they bench him for Colin Kaepernick, and then that whole Niners thing went down a slow, painful death. But I got Kansas City winning this one at home. And the last one, which I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by this. I'm sure Travis, he knows who I'm picking already. It's the Packers against the Cowboys. I may as well just put it there because I'm picking the Cowboys. Cowboys are 13-3, 7-1 at home. Green Bay is 10-6 and 4-4 on the road. Now I'm honest here. This game does worry me if I'm a Cowboys fan because of our two rookies. Yes, Ezekiel Elliott knows how to has been in playoffs before in the college thing, but college playoffs and the NFL playoffs are two totally different animals. The spotlight is on Dallas here. Dallas was not expected to be here. Dallas was you could maybe say the Cinderella story because, they're doing it with two rookies, Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott. Do I think if Dallas wins, will I be happy? Yes, I will. I will be ecstatic. Because it'd be the first time we can actually host a freaking NFC championship game in years. Last time I think that happened was, oh God, in the 90s. So it's been a while. But if Dallas loses, will I be upset? Not really. Because of the fact we have two rookies, at quarterback and running back. We've done something that not too many people can say. With two rookies, we have won the number one seed. Granted, it does make you wonder if we do win this game, because our defense has been somewhat clicking. It's been the bend but don't break philosophy. What happens if we do beat Green Bay? Does that put us in a favorite? And then it brings me up to my question of the video. I want a percent chance here from everyone. Do you think what is the percent chance that Texas gets both its teams to the Super Bowl? Now remember, it is in Houston. For this to work, Dallas and Houston for both. So pretty much, am I saying this? Do you think we're going to see two teams from the same state in the Super Bowl this year? It could happen. Granted, you would need Houston and Dallas to win this week, and then next week, we'll see what happens. As you already know by me, no. So if everything goes according to plan, the championship games next week will be Seattle at Dallas and Kansas City at Patriots. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hopefully next week, Captain Ron will be able to join us. He's been playing NHL. I'm sure he's kicking ass with the St. Louis Blues. Hopefully he's doing well in that, and of course, hopefully next week we'll have some other guests as well on the show. Until then, this is the DOUG signing off saying thank you for watching. Enjoy the playoff games. If your team's not in it, hey, at least know you got the draft coming up. And for the quarterback from Clemson who declared for the draft, well, the good news is you won a championship. The bad news is you're going to Cleveland. So yeah, whoever goes number one, I feel sorry for. I'd rather be going to San Francisco. At least the weather's nice there, and well, at least there's a chance of a wild card spot. But Cleveland, no, I would not want to go to Cleveland. So I'll see you next week, folks. Have a great week.